The cafe had a quiet charm, its polished wooden floors and warm lighting, creating a cozy yet upscale ambiance. Each morning, patrons trickled in, drawn by the promise of artisan coffee and freshly baked croissants. But today, a new face joined the team. She introduced herself as Elise, her demeanor modest, her smile gentle. Elise wore a simple white blouse and black slacks, blending seamlessly with the uniform of the other staff. Her dark hair was tied back in a low bun, her only accessory a delicate gold locket. From the moment she stepped onto the floor, Elise impressed everyone. Her movements were fluid, almost graceful, as she carried trays and balanced orders. Customers noted her attentiveness, how she remembered their names, how she offered thoughtful suggestions for their orders. Her colleagues, though curious about her reserved nature, quickly appreciated her unwavering work ethic. Weeks passed, and Elise became an integral part of the cafe. She treated the space not just as a workplace, but as a home. When spills happened, she was the first to clean up. When tensions flared in the kitchen, she diffused them with her calming presence. One rainy afternoon, the cafe buzzed with its usual hum of activity. The bell above the door jingled, and in walked a frazzled man with a little girl clutching his hand. Their soaked clothes betrayed the sudden storm outside, and the man's nervous energy hinted at something more than just the weather. The cafe was packed, but Elise noticed them immediately. She approached with her characteristic warmth. "Please, sit here," she said, guiding them to a corner table. The man sighed, looking embarrassed. I'm sorry. We can't afford anything expensive." Elise knelt to the little girl's eye level. "You look like you could use some hot chocolate." "On the house," she said, her smile lighting up the child's face. The father hesitated, but Elise waved it off. "Don't worry about it. Everyone deserves a little kindness." She quickly brought them 2 steaming mugs of hot chocolate and a plate of cookies. The little girl giggled in delight, her cheeks dimpled with happiness. Meanwhile, other staff whispered among themselves, "Why does Elise always go above and beyond? It's almost like she runs this place," one muttered. Hours passed, and as the cafe emptied, Elise continued her rounds. The single father approached her shyly. "Thank you for today. My daughter hasn't smiled like that in weeks," he said, his voice thick with emotion. Elise simply nodded, brushing it off as if it were nothing. But the exchange didn't go unnoticed by the cafe manager, who had been observing from the sidelines. Later that evening, just as the staff began tidying up, the manager cleared his throat. "Everyone, can I have your attention?" he called out. All eyes turned to him and Elise. "Elise has been a remarkable addition to this team," he began, "but there's something you all should know." He turned to Elise with a knowing smile. "Elise is not just your colleague. She's the owner of this cafe." A collective gasp echoed through the room. The staff exchanged stunned looks, and even the usually composed Elise looked slightly embarrassed. "I opened this cafe with a vision," Elise said softly, addressing them all for the first time. "I wanted it to be a place of warmth, where kindness comes before profit. I worked undercover to see if we were living up to that vision." The staff was silent, processing this revelation. Then one by one, they started clapping. The single father, still lingering by the counter, added his applause. Elise's cheeks flushed, but her smile was genuine. From that day forward, the cafe became known not just for its excellent coffee and pastries, but for its spirit. A reflection of the woman who, though unexpected, truly embodied what it meant to serve.